Hello, and welcome to Character Class. Today, today I'd like to take a closer look at mind. That's right, we're on to the next one. Now, mind is an interesting sphere because you can do some very powerful stuff um, with mind early on, and it only gets more powerful as you go. It's also one of the few spheres, I believe maybe the only sphere. Um, no, it's not the only one, but it is one of the few that actually does more than just sensory perception at level 1. So, first off, let's jump right into the level 1 sphere. We have sense thoughts and emotions, sensory magic, of course, and empower self. Although mind magic is not really an elemental sphere, mental constructs do seem to fall into ephemeral categories. A trained mage becomes sensitive to moods and thoughts around herself. She learns to recognize the base impulses of other minds while taking control of her own. With a simple look, a mage can get a gut feeling or an empathic hunch, determining someone's emotional state or telling whether a particular object has a powerful emotional resonance attached to it. The mage can't read specifics, like whether an emotion is strongly directed at someone in particular, or the intricacies of a plan in someone's mind. Can't do that. But you can tell if someone is giving off positive or negative emotions, and determine if an object, place, or piece of task has good vibes or bad vibes. She can even read basic, strong emotional context attached to such objects, so that she can pick out a knife used for a murder from a group of otherwise identical knives. Because emotions tend to give psychic impressions on things. The level 1 effects that we have, we've got mind empowerment, which is the first one. The mage's mental discipline, even at this rudimentary level, lets her accomplish prodigious feats easily. She can focus on multiple tasks at once, improve her thinking capabilities, and focus her concentration. The mage can reach out to feel others' emotions, defend herself rudimentarily from such intrusion, or enhance her mental capabilities. The mind shielding of an initiative is crude but effective. The mage's success on the effect counter direct mind assaults. Very subtle or skilled assailants may be able to bypass this protection, and the mage's mental defenses at this level of skill are obvious to anyone who cares to probe the magician's psyche. This effect can at least keep out some unwanted guests, though. Empowering mental processes allows the mage to function like a calculator or computer. He can work through information rapidly, and with little or no error, he can collate facts and logical data. The successes scored either cut down the time necessary to process information accurately or allow the mage to multitask and concentrate on multiple avenues of thought at once. So just imagine what you can do with that particular level 1 mind sphere. You can let yourself process information so much faster, meaning any roles you're taking to do research onto a subject do not take as long, giving you more time to act and prepare. Very, very helpful. Where is it here? Although the mage still moves, responds, and acts at his normal rate, he can engage in battle while simultaneously thinking about several problems and deciding what sort of tie to wear for formal dinner later that evening. The mage can even improve her mental attributes temporarily and artificially, although surpassing human limitations or supercharging her mind for too long can risk pattern bleeding. Pattern bleeding is dangerous. I'll let you guys read up on that on your own. Page 168 in this particular book. With emotional sensitivity, the mage can see auras as multicolored halos that reflect the emotions of a person or object, or even feel some level of the subject's emotion. Strong emotions practically scream out at the mage, and they may even be traumatic if the mage does not defend herself with mental shielding. A knowledgeable mage can also detect some types of supernatural activity or creatures by watching an aura. She can even tell as the subject goes through mood shifts. and so on and so forth. The other level 1 effect is no mind. A simple examination for nearby mental patterns allows the mage to detect other thinking beings in the area and to determine their positions, individual genders, and types. The mage senses the closest minds first in a pattern that radiates outward, but he can screen out known types deliberately. The Akashic Brotherhood performs this effect through the no mind technique, emptying their own thoughts to clear away their minds and make them more sensitive to others. But the other traditions have similar mind sensing effects as well. So there is the sensory magic, as I was talking, where you can literally sense thinking minds, which is really kind of cool. Because if you don't have life magic, but you have mind magic, you can still tell how many minds are in an area, but not how many actual living beings there are. So it's kind of neat. Level 2, you get read surface thoughts and mental impulse. As a mage moves beyond the organization of her own thoughts, she learns to reach out to other minds. The mage can read not only surface thoughts, but she can sense memories associated with objects, scan for specific emotions. Her own thoughts are ordered and disciplined enough to defend against most outside intrusion and to mislead those who attempt to plumb her mind. Surface thoughts flit across the consciousness of people in garbled, half-formed images that can easily be picked up by the mage. Indeed, different people have different thinking processes and flavors of thought that the mage can understand. The mage cannot yet invade a mind and tear out its secrets, but much can be learned from just casual thoughts of others. So if the mage forges a communication with another open mind, she can send emotional impressions. Subjects may get a sudden sense of the mage's emotions, or she may leave the source unspecified, leaving the subject wondering whence a certain impulse came. Subconscious suggestions can lead a subject to perform actions without even knowing or questioning why, although the mage's projections are limited in their strength, and strong-willed minds may shake these suggestions off. So some neat things there. You get empathic projection, which is just what I was talking about. Emotions carrying great weight. Focusing emotions, casting her attention to a subject, can send a sudden impulse or feeling. The target can be made to experience the mage's own feeling, or the mage can strike an emotion into the subject. The successes scored indicate the intensity of the feeling. With 2 or 3 successes, the subject has a slight sudden urge or a quaint moment of queasiness, while 5 or 6 successes would cause a sudden blast of emotion to scream into the forefront of the target's mind. Now, obviously, a sudden influx of emotion can startle a person or cause her to act strangely for a moment, or longer if the mage places a duration in the effect. The mage may suddenly laugh inexplicably, drop something, or flee the area in panic. Stronger-willed targets are harder to affect. The target can spend a point of willpower to resist the urges, as with any sudden impulse. If the subject has reason to suspect the mage's intrusion, a willpower roll can be used to resist, so an extended ritual may be required to affect a wary subject. Psychic impression is the other one. The mage leaves a mind imprint on a given place or object, thus imbuing it with a particular emotion. Most often, this impression is some resonance trait of the mage, but the mage may imbue the target with a strong emotional resonance under circumstances of great stress. The object carries resonance for as long as the effect lasts. If the object is used in conjunction with an effect, its resonance may assist or hinder the effect. Thus, the mage can cause an item to feel his own hate, elation, curiosity, joy, or rage. A bullet used in hate would carry greater mystical weight, as would a bandage infused with compassion or a bottle of wine infused with camaraderie. So you can use psychic impressions to definitely help in your casting of magic, or hinder somebody else in the casting of magic. If you are imbuing an emotion into an object that's going to be used in a spell, it has greater mystical weight. It can even lower the difficulty, depending on how it is used, because you're basically using the appropriate resonance or the inappropriate resonance to increase the difficulty. Neat little things like that can help tip the scale in your favor that you can do with mind. Now, you have level 3, Mental Link and Dream Walk. The mage's powerful mind cuts through interference and irrelevance to form a strong link to others' thoughts. She can indulge in telepathic communication, experience someone else's senses, control her own dreams, and pierce the veil of understanding to read the true meaning behind a concept, symbol, or idea. It's a simple matter for a skilled mage to set up a direct mental communication. She can read ideas directly from the subject's mind without even the need for language and send her own thoughts thus. So if you don't speak the same language as somebody else, yet you can form a telepathic communication with them, you don't need to speak language. You're communicating in pure thought, back and forth. Let's see here. What else is there? The mage can also read through the subconscious impulses of the victim, gaining insight into the subject's drives and experiences. Memory is laid bare to the mage's scrutiny, colored as the subject saw it. Language is, at its heart, just a symbolic way of communicating concepts. At this level, the mage can cut through the symbol to the root concept. Doing so allows the mage to understand nearly any written, spoken, or symbolic language that has some human basis. The mage can make her words understood to those who hear her and understand nearly any language. So on and so forth. The regulation of the mental power, even in the mage's subconscious mind, allows the mage to control her thoughts during sleep and dreams, to contact other dream minds, and to enter the mysterious dream realms. She can influence the dreamscapes there, but the strangeness or spirits that reside in some dreams can affect her as well. The mage could enter dreams telepathically while she remains awake, although splitting her consciousness thus is usually more trouble than it's worth. So you've got Probe Thoughts is a level 3 effect, which means it is nearly impossible to keep secrets from a skilled and determined discipline of mind magic. The mage can simply bore into the target's mind, rooting around at will for surface impressions, or dig into memories, sensory information, or even the subconscious. So it basically lets you dig into a person's mind, beyond surface thoughts, to ferret out any information they're trying to keep hidden from you. Level 3 is also telepathy, direct mind-to-mind communication. It is possible with the power of mind magic. It can send words, pictures, or concepts directly to the subject, and can read the surface thoughts of the target in return. With enough successes, the mage can connect to remote subjects, unfamiliar ones, or multiple subjects. And there's a whole lot more about connecting to them. But telepathy is basically telepathy. It's mind communication. There's not too much more that needs to be said on that. Level 4, control conscious mind and astral projection. By the time a mage is an adept of mind, her thoughts are so potent that not only can she project them, she can override the processes of other thoughts. She can send her consciousness out to experience distant places or to control minds directly. At this level of power, the mage can invade a victim's mind and lay it bare, dragging out secrets, taking direct control of the victim's thoughts, or even thrashing the victim's psyche into a catatonic state. She can alter memories, erase experiences, implant suggestions, or even make the victim perform any number of unpleasant and potentially harmful tasks. Unless the victim also uses mind magic or some sort of mental defense, his only resistance is willpower, and any mind can be eroded given time. Because if you've got somebody in your thrall and you're attacking them with mind magic, they can spend willpower points to stave off and to protect themselves. But eventually, on a character sheet, your willpower is going to run out. And when your willpower runs out, you have no defense then. A mage who wishes to extend her powers can also defend others with her mental strength. She can shield people from mental invasion, just like she shields her own mind, or she may conceal or alter the auras of others for a time. From the subconscious realms, the mage can also extend her perception to realms of pure thought. The mage passes beyond dreams and into the astral umbra. There she can flit for a period in a plane composed of pure thought, perhaps in search of lost ideas or new concepts. Such travel is dangerous, and the mage cannot divorce mind and body completely, so the duration of such trips is perforce limited. And there are some fun things here. Manipulate memory for level 4 effect, which is basically lets you do exactly what it says on the box. It lets you manipulate the memory of somebody else. You can implant new memories. You can remove ones that are already there. You can change ones that are already there so that they take on a darker tone or a happier tone. You can smooth out wrinkles in somebody's mind so that they will not, well, they will remember something, they won't give it any thought. It's just something, oh, it happened, they just forget about it. It's a very, very subtle art that can be used in a variety of ways. You can even make somebody believe that they've known you all your life, though that would be quite a prodigious feat and a lot of successes. The other level 4 effect is, oh no, there's 3 here, sorry. Level 4 effect is possession, which basically allows you direct control over the subject's thoughts. If a mage succeeds in besting a subject's willpower, he can control the target's actions directly, either by taking over the subject completely or just influence specific desired parts of the mind. When the mage takes total possession of a target, the victim's thoughts become overlaid with the mage's. The mage needs to only think the appropriate actions, and the victim performs them naturally. Often oblivious to the invading mage, the mage can direct the subject's body easily, to the subject's normal limits, of course, and dig through memories or surface thoughts as with probe thoughts. The subject will even remember all of his thoughts as his own. His entire mind is subsumed by the mage's power. That is terrifying, and that's only a level 4 effect. It's not that difficult to get up to level 4. The other one is astral projection, which lets you go to the astral realms or reaches of pure thought, and you can go there in your mind. Unlike spirit magic, which allows the mage to enter the spirit world physically, astral projection releases the mage's consciousness as a free-floating thought. The mage can be detected with mind senses, but he is otherwise invisible and intangible. Since the mage has no body, he must rely on magical senses to detect or influence his surroundings. He can still use other mind effects, of course, and he could take control of a subject thus if necessary. Without recourse to ritual and magical foci, the mage may have difficulty with successive magic. But at least such magic is coincidental in the Umbra. So it lets you go out into the umbral universe and have some fun there, poking around in strange ephemeral realms. The last level we have, level 5, is Control Subconscious, Untether, and Forge Psyche. The penultimate mind magic has manifold powers. Penultimate. No, that should be the last, because penultimate is the one before the last. Why is it? I don't know. Oh, White Wolf. Anyways, has manifold powers. The mage essentially learns to divorce conscious thought from any other constraint. Base emotions and impulses can be separated from intellect, and intellect from body. The mage can create or destroy thought at will. Create or destroy thought itself at will. With control over the subconscious, a mage can rewrite a subject's personality and beliefs totally. The victim is irrevocably changed as the mage inserts whatever base level motives he desires. Such a victim can be turned into an automaton or totally given a new nature, in addition to altering memories or controlling actions. The mage can also rework a subject's psyche, improving or destroying mental capabilities as desired. Extended work allows the mage to divorce her mind from her body completely. She can move her thoughts to take possession of another shell, or simply roam the realms of astral space as disembodied thought. Although she must return to the body eventually, during life the body, mind, and soul must remain united. She can make extended forays into the realms of pure imagination. With luck, she may even be able to move her consciousness into other spirit realms, able to travel freely as a disembodied mind, free of the restrictions of physical form. Since the master of mind can separate thought from form, it's possible to actually create consciousness with this knowledge. Although anyone can think of something new, the master makes a truly unique mind, a thinking entity, formed whole without a body or shell. The parameters and personality of this immaterial mind are totally defined by the master's whims. In combination with pattern spheres, sublime mastery over mind lets the mage create true, new, real consciousnesses, place it in a body, creature, or machine. Mages can make computers that think, animals with human intelligence, or even completely new people. And there's only one level 5 effect, which is Create Mind, which is all about everything I just said. They can create an entirely new mind. So imagine that, if you will, the power to literally create consciousness out of nothing, to create a mind, mold it to your whim, and then if you have the ability to stick it in a body, you've just created a new thinking, maybe not living, depending on the body, but a new thinking sentient being. This is how some Sons of Ether and Virtual Adepts get familiars. They create a conscious mind, imbue it, put a spirit into it even. So there's all kinds of neat little things that you can do with mind. A lot of people tend to usually take the first couple levels, maybe even the first 3 spheres. Pardon me. Take the first 3 spheres of it and don't really push on to the others because they're specializing in other spheres. But mind is one of those spheres that can be powerful and deadly in the right hands with the right backup spheres as well. So that's going to be it for this episode of Character Class. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, give that like button a tap. Give that subscribe button a tap as well if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I do new videos. And throw a comment in the comment section. What do you think about the mind sphere? What are your favorite little tricks that you like to do with it? Throw those comments in the comment section. I'd love to get a discussion going with some people. And until next time, keep playing games. Enjoy your weekend or whatever. And I'll see you next time.